Xtreme Memories. My name is Kris Kloss, and I am your host. Welcome, XPW fans. Welcome, Wrestling Chatter fans. Welcome, Xtreme Memory fans. This has been a blast. We did all the interviews starting in 2020 when we were all locked down, doing nothing. What better thing to do than Xtreme Memories, going down memory lane? Then we started these watch-alongs, and these have been a blast, excuse me, as well. So like, share, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Hit the bell, the notification button. Xtreme Memories on the 15th and 30th of every single month right here on the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. The more subscribers we get to the Wrestling Chatter, the more great content we can bring to you. We're going to go back in time once again. We're going to get the date up on the screen in a second. But we are going through the gamut with XPW talent, whether wrestler, whether referee. We also had trainees. If you guys remember the XPW training school, the Asylum. Call now, 818-779-6479, I believe the number was. But yeah, so we had all these students that were training. They were paying their dues. A lot of them just getting started in the business at the time. A lot of them have moved on to other things in the professional wrestling gamut. So we're going to talk to one that we interviewed before, and he was there. He was there in these days right here. He was timekeeper in some of these matches you're going to see tonight, and he was heavily involved, and this was inspiration for him to move forward in wrestling. So once again, this is the watch along. We're going to watch XPW TV episode 91. Hopefully we'll get the date up on the screen here from YouTube. But let's welcome in right now. He is known as the hardcore enforcer, the most ultra-violent Mr. California. We knew him as Marvin. Pal, welcome to Xtreme Memories.
Oh, snap. Oh, Kloss, that's my boy right there, brother. Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Well, hey, how are you, man? What? You got the shades on. You got the
Oh,
sunglasses on. Wow. Unbelievable. Hey,
it's
Mr.
kind of bright,
California.
man.
Mr. California, of course, we just talked a little bit about, now we had you on during the interview segments of Xtreme Memories before we did the watch-alongs. We talked all about your getting involved yourself after XPW shut down, getting involved yourself in professional wrestling. So much so that you ended up forming your own company, which is still going today, my friend. I gotta give you credit because you're still out there and you're doing your thing, you're hustling, and you know how it is, man. We went through it in XPW with the haters and all that, but people can come and go. Uh, People can say what they want. Armchair quarterbacking behind a computer screen. But look, man, I'll give you credit. You started XWW, what, 20 years ago? Something like that? And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you
2000,
had,
2003.
no, okay, so a little more than 20. So 22 years ago, almost 23. And, like any company, we have our ups and downs, whatever. But man, no one can knock you on it, in my opinion, because you're still doing your thing. You're still out there. You're hustling.
All
You're
right, man.
you're promoting still, and you're giving your body to pain in this business. So kudos to you, man. And
Thank you.
forget all those shady individuals out there that say whatever they want.
And
But anyway,
not even also doing the promoting and wrestling. I'm also wrestling for other people too. You know
yes,
that.
you
You've
are.
seen me. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
you are. And we've been bumping into each other at Pudo Rasu Lucha Wrestling. That's in Carson, California, the Xander Sports Arena, which are,
Yep.
I don't know, we do shows, what, every 3 to 4 weeks, I'd say, something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
every 2 weeks. Every two weeks. He doesn't
okay.
matter. Come on.
Yeah, like every 2 to 3 weeks we do shows, right?
Yeah.
So
Also,
anyway,
OCCW too. You bump into me there too a couple times.
John De La O Jiu-Jitsu Training Center, that's right.
Yep.
And we can do a little plug here because this will air before your big show. It is going to be what, November 22nd. Uh,
Correct.
John De La O Jiu-Jitsu Training Center, Stanton, California, 8381 Catella Avenue.
What?
Again, November 22nd, XWW's Thanksgiving Violence, 7 p.m. bell time. So check that out, fans. And
Thank you for that.
go to XWW Pro on what, Instagram, Facebook, all that.
Instagram, Facebook, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, good stuff, Marvin. Okay, so let's go back in time once again. This is XPW TV episode 91, almost rounding up to number 100. And if memory serves me right, there were roughly 140 XPW TV episodes in total. So we're about 2/3 of the way done with XPW TV at this time in history. Little did we know at the time. We thought this thing was going to keep riding, getting bigger. Rob was going to continue to pump money into it, which he was. And then a little something called the federal government stepped in and kind of derailed all that. But
Right.
but at the same time, somebody was egging on the federal government. So
Yeah.
you don't really want to do that, I don't think,
No.
But here we go. If we're ready, Wrestling Chatter technical team. Okay, let me see if I can see this. We are at, one sec, folks. XPW TV episode 91, April 28th. Is that what I'm seeing? April 28th?
Oh.
Oh, no, April 30th, 2002. It's what you folks see on the top of the screen. And if your screen is better than mine, then you see what I'm talking about right now. So from April 2002, Rob Black's stroke episode. Oh, my
There you go.
God.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we kind of randomly picked. We didn't do the official Wrestling Chatter randomizer, but we kind of picked this episode at random. Mr. California was involved. You were working in the office from time to time. You were training.
Right.
You were doing you were doing ring crew. You were doing flyer team. You were the timekeeper at the
Yep.
Olympic Auditorium for a lot of these matches. So maybe we'll see you, but you can definitely comment on what was going on from your perspective during this time with all the people we're going to see right now at the crazy, wild, weird, cancelable, wacky world that was XPW and XPW TV. So if you're on audio only, once again, go ahead and go to YouTube, type in XPW TV episode 91. When I count down from 5 to 0, simultaneously hit play. Before that, get your YouTube commercials out of the way if they pop up and you don't have premium. Once again, fans, Xtreme Memories on the 15th and 30th of every single month, the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We're going to get into this right now. Get your popcorn and snacks. Sit back, relax. Here we go. In 5, 4, really quick, Instagram and Twitter X. Check us out at TW Chatter. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KGLA.
That's old school.
Yeah, it's old school, man. Oh, earlier
Earlier in the week.
What did happen earlier in the week?
Oh.
All right, let's get some audio here, George. We got to find out what's going on.
What about the King's Game? Oh, man. You know what? I have some of these, and then I can go to my truck and get some more. And then we can be able to eat all that. Right, okay. Okay, so we'll go like that. And then, after we do that, I don't know. What else? We can have
I knew you guys were open after 5
Oh,
o'clock.
that guy?
Look, babe. I want you to get Kevin Kleinrock on the phone. And you tell him the American Wild Child, American Wild Child, as seen on TV, is here to speak to him. Use your phone.
American Wild Child, he said, I guess. American Heartburn, American Wild Child.
Hi, Kevin. Is it American Wild Child or something here to see you? Oh, okay, no problem. Kevin's not here.
Seriously, don't kayfabe me.
No, he's
Seriously.
not.
I'll be back.
So anyways, after this. Yeah, these are
The Jobbers Union, buddy. Remember that?
Seriously. We're going to go to Plan B. Look, he's in the office. We got to get this match, bro. We got to get the contract signed. You guys show up, we'll do it. All right?
Oh my God, he's so good looking.
Oh.
Yeah, I think 5 minutes ago he left. Something like that?
All right, well, I'm out of here.
All right,
I'll
have a
see
good
you
day,
guys
baby. All right, bye. So anyways, yeah. Oh my God, he's.
Yo, Climb Rock. Yo. What's up, brother? I've been looking for you, man.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, I need to talk to you for a second.
Yeah,
You got a minute? Hey, excuse me.
Pretty cool, brother. Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Not so fast. Climb rock.
Oh, there he is.
We need to talk.
A little conversation. Come over
Come
here.
on.
Hey,
I'm
we can do this
really-
the hard way. Or we can do this
Really
the hard
running
way.
late, and
Hard way or the hard way, brother? Now
Come
check
on,
this out.
Kevin. I've been true to you since day one. I blew snot on you when you're in the front row watching me wrestle. You gotta give me something, Kevin. What we got here is a contract.
This is the best part, brother. This one's a screamer. 3-on-3. SoCal Workers University, XPW, open contract, union rules. You better sign it, or you're not ever gonna leave this place.
I can't. You guys, you know.
Sign the
Put your
contract.
hands in your hand.
No.
Sign the contract.
You're left-handed, aren't you?
Sign the
I'll
contract.
let go of your hand. You'll be able to sign checks as long as you sign the contract first.
You guys understand.
Sign the contract.
You know that I can't do that. Black is in the hospital, and you know.
You've got power of attorney, brother.
Sign his name,
Union
Kevin.
rules, union match.
Sign it.
Okay. All right.
Sign it.
All right. No, you didn't.
Sign the papers.
Okay. Okay.
Stretched out Skill's car when he's done.
Wait. The keys.
It's a long-distance phone call.
The sign. Hey, what's that?
Hey,
Take your keys anyway.
we're gonna see you at Genocide. You bring 3 of your best boys. You bring 3 of your best boys. Are you listening to me? 3 of your best. And we're gonna wrestle. And the people are gonna see a wrestling match where they like it or they don't like it. Come on, guys.
That's right. We're out of here, Kevin.
So steal your damn
Call
car
somebody
anyway.
who cares.
All right. Rock and roll.
Let's do it, brother.
Poor Kevin.
Right, brother, let's see you. You bring whoever you got. I don't want to see no Leroy either. I want to see somebody who can wrestle.
Leroy.
I'm gonna show you.
I'm gonna embarrass you guys.
I am so dead.
Okay, I always forget to do this before we get on, but to tell my guests, when the audio's on the show, we'll not talk. Okay, please, Marvin. And my bad, I forgot to mention that to you. And then like right now when it's muted, we'll talk over it. But anyway, dude, so that was at a time when you guys were. The idea was that you guys were all going to get your shine with the SoCal Jobbers Union. That was going to lead into like the Asylum students starting to wrestle and all that good stuff. Well, there's Larry Rivera. Nope. That's Fantastico. Pretending to be Larry at this time. And here we go. 1 week away, I believe. We're talking, what was it? Genocide coming up?
Genocide, yeah.
Okay, so this was at a time when there it is, man. Those were great commercials for this time.
Right.
Yeah, it looked like a good polished product for the early 2000s.
Yeah, and it's good to see Dynamite D. Rest in peace his soul. He was my trainer. He taught me everything that I know, and he was in great shape at that time. Remember that, man?
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, he was like. This is when he dropped the. Yeah, dude. Yeah, we have to mention like whenever we see Dynamite D, dude. This none of this would have even existed without. I mean, even like you can. We talked about this at length, but you can't respect the guy enough. Which is the existence of the independent scene out here began with him and Slammer's Wrestling Gym. So and definitely XPW would not have been what it was without him. So yeah, we miss him greatly. He was just the best, dude. Inside, outside, really was the best. I say that about a lot of guys, but dude, he was just awesome, man. He was just what a great person. But yeah, dude, he dropped the Mr. 80s moniker. He got the haircut, and he was doing the technical. I'm just D now, all that. Yeah, and so he's forget XPW. I'm going into the SoCal Jobbers. and then we got guys from different leagues, and then D would go around wrestle at indie shows because he was done with the extreme, you know.
Right.
What did you think, Marvin, when this was happening? Where were you? What was your like day to day, week to week with XPW when during this time? And were you thinking at this time when this happened that, oh, it looks like I may get a break here now and wrestle, that they're doing the SoCal Jobbers Union?
Yeah, yeah. You know what's funny that I remember D did a show for MPW back when MPW used to run, not what they run now,
Right.
but and he invited a lot of the students to go, go check it out. And I remember me going to that show. I remember the main event for that was Low Key and Super Dragon, but Dynamite D wrestled. I don't remember who he wrestled, but he wrestled somebody. But I went to go support him that day, and he just said, "Hey, come down, keep on looking at this, and maybe we can recruit you into the Jobbers Union."
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
He was telling me.
Yeah.
So I went to a couple of his shows that he wrestled in under independent companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was part of the angle right now, during this time, which was I don't know where I'm going there.
You're leaving.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get the scoop on something or whatever. All right, so this is the Rob Black stroke episode. This is this is one of the many things we can add to the list. Oh, yeah, let's get the audio. Look at this. Look at this audio, Jordan. This is funny.
You know, and this Matt in the cage and this Ralph guy building this cage, and this cage is huge, you know, and then the randoms. Oh God, these SoCal Jobbers Squad Union guys, they're just constantly on me, and I had to sign a Matt for them to be on the show, and thank God Rob hasn't been here because he's gonna kill me, but. No, exactly. I mean, that's like been the one nice thing about this week is, I mean, things are crazy, but at least Rob's not like breathing down my neck all the time, you know? I mean, like I could put my feet up on the desk and I could,
What are you doing? What are you doing behind my desk? What are you doing? It's my desk. What are you doing? You didn't think I was coming back, did you? I'm back. I'm back, Kevin. The pornographer is back. I'm back. Huh? What do you think of that?
Good.
Ralph,
Good.
Ralph, go finish blowing the cage.
Here,
Finish blowing the
would
cage.
you like a chair? I mean, would you like?
Wheel me
I'm
over.
not trying to be. You look good. You look good.
Doctor said that some of the movement and stuff should come back.
Do you feel like you lost a little bit of weight?
I do.
That's good.
Whoa, wait a minute. What's with these on my wall?
It's your boys in sync. You know, you and Joey. You know.
Hey,
Go
Joey.
back.
What are you talking about?
Just-
I hate in sync. Where's my Metallica posters?
So you want I got your song here. It's the bye bye bye.
What?
Bye,
Get
bye.
this off my wall. They're get them off my wall. Get it out. Get it down. Get it down.
Yeah. Ava loves this one. Can we do this one?
Where is he anyways?
Yeah, I'm still decorating my office, but the only thing I really got mostly up is more pictures of you hanging around. After all, you already hung, you know? Yeah. Yeah, last night. Oh, that was great. I didn't know you could do that with that kind of food. Ooh, makes a great lube also, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm just working here in my new office and they fired that retard. Yeah, I mean it's a fun job. I mean, guess what? But guess what?
Okay,
Here's
George,
the
I
exciting
guess we
news.
could.
Now, here we go.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, Rob was gone. He returned with a stroke.
Oh God.
So he returned. Dude, there's so many things. Like every episode, pretty much every episode, it's like so many things obviously we can't do anymore. You can't pretend to have a stroke now. And then he just dropped the retard word, and which is like that would be bleep today.
Right.
I mean, obviously the cuss words are still bleeped here, but which Rob was used to saying quite a bit. But man, there's so many things that were just we can't talk about it enough. The edginess of this league was not only pervasive, it was everywhere, but it was encouraged. Like we were always encouraged to be edgy, and to keep things not PG, let's say. But yeah, dude, it's kind of like any press is good press, right, Marvin?
Yep.
People are talking about you.
Yeah.
That's what you want. So that's definitely what was happening. We had our detractors, but we had our fans too. And
Hey,
look,
you guys. Oh God.
Angel is hot and bothered right there.
Oh, Japanese over there.
So I'm trying to remember what this was here. Maybe a little audio, George. See what this ad was. We're joint promotional stuff.
More intense, more extreme, more in your.
Yeah, I think this was we started doing ads. This was Japanese hardcore wrestling, dude. Look at that, man. When you were able to buy home videos online, Veronica Kane, great individual. She was back recently. This was the Enterprise. Where were you? You were in the office quite a bit, Marvin, right? When this was all
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. Training and the passing out flyers.
Yeah, man. Again, like I say, man, you are a hard worker and you hustle and promote still today and all that. So, man, I don't see why anyone could knock that. But what you call it? You only in the office during times you were training, or did you work in the office from time to time?
Now I remember they used to they made me on Saturdays come and help out with stuff like moving stuff around and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I'll help out with the streets team a lot. You know what I mean? And then also training. I used to train probably 4 times a week. You know what I mean? I used to train. I remember with D.
Look at this now. The GQ Money.
Oh.
This was the angle where he was like getting tortured, and it was like it all had to do with the Stanley Kubrick movie Clockwork Orange, which he was a big fan of. So am I. I love everything Kubrick did. But yeah, dude, this was his kind of brainchild in a way to incorporate the cinematic side of XPW, which I thought was good. We needed any little any little touch of things that were different. And
That guy's wearing a white trash Johnny Webb shirt, brother.
yeah, I saw that. That was the original
Yeah.
welfare check shirt, which I had a bunch of this stuff. And I talked about it on different episodes where I got a lot of my stuff got damaged in a move years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And all that stuff got wet and damaged and just got ruined. And not only the merch, but I had a few of the banners, man, that we hung up at the Olympic.
Wow.
I know, man. It was
Historic, huh?
Oh yeah, dude.
History, I do.
So you and I, Marvin, back to Veronica here. You and I met when we were doing shows at the LA Sports Arena, and you were again, man. You were determined. You were tenacious. You were like, I'm gonna get into this place, and you were sneaking around the LA Sports Arena. You got down to the bottom where the loading trucks go on the other side, where the ramp was, where people didn't really go in and out. You found your way to those doors. Oh boy! By the way, do I miss that place? I'm so bummed they tore that place down. But you got down to the bottom, and the security was trying to push you out, and I just saw you. I didn't even know you, but I just saw you like just loving this, determined to get in there. So I just told security like, he's cool, let him in, and that's when you got yourself involved with XPW. And then so when did you officially become a student? Was it in the first Van Nuys office or the North Hollywood, the second office?
The Van Nuys office, the original office. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The little one. Yeah, the one. We started there. I started training there. With MID. It was a smaller class, and then after that, that's when Rob Black bought the North Hollywood offices, and we moved over there.
Okay. Were you involved, Marvin, ever? I'm sure it had to be a time or two where like they were shooting stuff like this, for example, and they needed help like with holding the boom mic or doing stuff with
Yeah.
any of these segments. Do you remember?
No, I don't recall. No, but I remember the infamous Blade.
Yeah, we were trying to find an episode that you were on where you literally, I if memory serves me though, we may have reacted to that particular episode where you cut yourself and Sabu left you for dead. And
Right.
and by the way, rest in peace, Sabu.
Mhm.
Sabu was at your one of his last shows was at your show, Marvin, XWW.
Right.
Yeah, you wrestled him. You wrestled a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I have.
So this is
I even wrestled that guy right there. I wrestled Angel many a times.
yeah. This is kind of like I feel like Rob was doing the Larry Flint.
There
You
you
know
go.
what I mean, with the wheelchair and maybe doing a little dig on Jim Ross. I don't know, dude, but I don't know, man. But this is the stuff he did, man, and he dude, Rob, like, not only welcomed controversy, like he kind of demanded it and wanted it all the time, you know.
Right.
So yeah, dude, the sex, the violence, the racy stuff, this kind of stuff right here. That's what a big part of what XPW was, man.
Unique in his own way, if you say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's only one Rob Black, that's for sure.
Hey, you remember? Hey, Kloss, you remember when Rob Black ran for mayor of Los Angeles?
Oh, do I ever, man? I got we all went out. We all went out and petitioned. We
Oh,
needed signatures. So all of us, everybody, not just the ring crew and the students, but
yeah.
we all were asked to do that. And I remember going out and standing in front of grocery stores, man. And I got the most signatures, by the way.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I got the most signatures. And so yeah, he got on the ballot, man. And again, you know, that was any press is good press, right?
Yeah. Good
Right.
publicity. Good publicity or bad publicity is always good as long as they're talking about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the day they stopped talking about you is the day you got to worry. But right. So he dude, and then his mayoral posters, vote for Rob Black, was one picture was him picking his nose, dude. So yeah, he was purposefully, for sure, doing all this stuff that a lot of people criticized, you know. And you see, at the time, I was all for anything that was edgy. I thought it was exciting to do stuff like that. And again, this was in a different era than we live in today. This was in the era of it's all about free speech, and it's like it was like the porno world, right? It was a free speech, a First Amendment, and all political sides, or I would say the left during this time, was all about, hey, we don't like this stuff, but it's all about free speech. Whereas we had our detractors usually at this time was the right wing conservatives that like didn't like us at all, you know. It was like we don't like Jerry Springer, we don't like what Howard Stern says, but it's his right to say it. That was like politically came out of the left of politics.
Right.
And this was at that time, dude, where it was like it was all about, like, you could kind of feel how different the world was just watching this right here. Like no one judged anybody for using their First Amendment rights. Does it make sense, dude?
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just watching this. It's funny. It's funny.
Mhm.
It's
You want to get some audio here, George? A little bit.
funny.
And the American Wild Child are all sitting out there, and you know, I mean, they were gonna hurt me.
Where was I? I don't know. Where were you? Do you know about the buddy system? You should have had me with you. I could have protected you.
No.
We go to the bathroom together.
All right, shut up, both of you. Shut up.
Yeah, dude. Okay, GQ Money again, doing his torture angle. I forgot where this thing went. Where with the result of this angle here was. I'm trying to remember.
Well, this led up to the steel cage match, no?
Yeah, I guess so, but I can't remember who the characters were. Hey, man, here's my good buddy Joey Styles, dude. We became friends, man. After I remember when he came in, though, I wasn't too happy because I felt like they were just gonna push me to the side. Which the angle when he came in, that was the angle. However, the plan was it was going to be Joey Styles doing the East Coast shows. I would be doing the West Coast shows, and we would team up on the pay-per-views. That never happened.
Oh man, wow.
I know, dude. I would have loved to have done that, dude, and had footage. This commercial, let's see it, George. I remember this was a good one.
Prize with all the XPW titles on the line. Tickets at Ticketmaster or XPWrestling.com. Saturday, April 27th. Genocide.
Okay. Yeah, dude. This is I want to say. What would you say, Marvin, XPW's peak prime time in history was?
To me, it always will be when the first ever King of the Death matches. That's when it started. Building as something big. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about before TV?
Yeah, like when it was like baptized in blood, and then they made the tapes, and then little by little, I mean, that's when they started growing and people started noticing it. You know what I mean?
Right. Dude, this is hilarious. I'm sorry. It's so wrong, dude, but it's hilarious. It's
Only Rob Blackman.
It's so horrible, dude.
You remember this? You remember this stuff?
Yo, yeah. I mean, at the time, dude, it's just I look again. This is the days of Jackass and all this crazy stuff, dude. Like audio, George. I can't resist, dude.
Right here. That's disgusting. You pissed on your hip?
What?
You pissed on your hip?
It's in a bag. Okay?
It's in a bag. That's not right.
Oh my god. Okay. Whoever this is, hold on.
I should tell them. You gotta tell them.
Rob Black pisses on his hip in a piss bag. Oh my god.
Come on. You gotta admit, 4 weeks ago, you're all, whoa, Mr. Macho Man, and now you're pissing on your hip.
It's funny.
Yeah, it is.
No. I'm gonna be serious. Can I see that? That pen you have in your hand. No. Okay. No, seriously. Come here. Both.
What?
I'm on. This is very, 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 very sacred to me. Okay? Please. No. Come here.
Where?
No. Oh, over here. No.
Here?
I want to tell you something. Come here.
What?
Come here. Oh.
Angel? Get him up or something. No. That's not right.
What? No. What's wrong with you? Oh.
Now the one thing.
All right, let me listen to this, George. I want to see what we're talking about, where we were in time.
One cage and countless amount of destructive weapons in the ring. There are still a lot of unknown questions that have yet
to be answered. I mean, first, you remember, it was supposed to be the Black Army's Rob Black, Lizzie Borden, XPW World Heavyweight Champion Webb, Angel and Nosawa to be going against the Enterprises GQ Money, Veronica Kane.
All right, so that was the big match. Yeah, so you were talking about, yeah, dude. I remember when we started in Reseda, it was a buzz. But then once we moved to the Palace in Hollywood,
Right.
then we did those like full on Japanese style death matches with those, with those real sheets of glass, dude. Remember that?
And remember the bed of nails.
Well, yeah, the bed of nails. I will say though, those sheets of glass, when you watch them break and shatter, they didn't just like explode into a bunch of little pieces like breakaway glass. They would just break like a window, and you'd have like giant shards. Dude, I can't believe these guys did that, dude. Like, it was real. It wasn't stunt stuff. And that was the first time, if I remember, that was done in America when we did those Japanese style ones at the Palace in Hollywood.
Right.
That was, and that was Josh Lazy had a lot to do with that when he came in. Right. And then, so then I would say, like, when we went to Hollywood and the Palace, Hollywood and Vine, yeah, dude, you're right. The buzz was like really buzzing. That's when Shane Douglas came in. Then we did the sports arena. And then we had a lull. But I feel kind of like here, wrestling wasn't as hot anymore, but I felt this company was really getting its groove on. It was and we started doing regular shows at the Olympic.
Right.
And then TV was a thing. And then, of course, WCW and ECW folded. So it was like we were the only other company on nationwide TV at this time. And then we had all this array of talent that came in. So in some ways, and then Rob's other company, Xtreme Associates, was getting bigger, you know? So I don't know, man. I kind of want to say like during this time was, in a way, it was like the crest of the wave, in my opinion. But wrestling was bigger in like '99 when the company first started. So, you know.
Yeah, because you guys were like you know what I'm saying? It was like there was ECW in South Philadelphia, and the West Coast needed a big company, so that's when XPW came and did their thing, and they were rising, but they were doing more heavier with the death matches. And in ECW, there wasn't like really heavy death matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that not to the Japanese extreme. You're right. Like they were doing hardcore stuff, fire and all that, but they didn't like have the full on. I don't think they did like the deathmatch tournaments, right?
No, they never did one. Like the only thing they ever did heavy was like, you know, the one with Sabu and Terry Funk, the no rope barbed wire match. That was like one of the heaviest things they ever did.
Yeah, I think XPW was definitely more focused on death matches, like death match tournaments. Again, adopting the full on Japanese style and all that. So yeah, dude, I remember that tournament at the Palace, the first King of the Death match, which was Baptized in Blood. That was the first time to that extreme, no pun intended, that it was done in the U.S.
Yeah, that was.
Were you involved then in the Asylum at that time yet? No, you didn't come in until after the sports arena.
Yeah, sports arena time. I think the first, I mean, I watched it, you know what I mean? I got the VHS tapes. To this day, I still have them, you know what I mean? I have 1, 2, 3. But I mean, I used to watch it and see it on the internet, the buzz, and then, this is what I wanted to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, because like I said in my other interview that we had, you know, the other one we had, I saw, you know, ECW, then I saw, you know, and I said, oh, I wish there was a extreme company out here. And lo and behold, XPW, I saw it, you know what I mean? And that's when, actually, one of your commercials is one of the first things I ever saw, you know what I mean? When you talked about the Asylum and, you know, get off the couch, drop that, you know, that cake, you know what I mean? Drop those chips, you know, and if you want to be a professional wrestler, come down to the Asylum and train, you know what I mean? And I remember putting the number down and, you know, calling the place, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and that was your introduction, man. And then what was were you aware of anything like locally prior to XPW? Like, did you know about Slammers? Did you know about SCCW? Any of that stuff?
No, I heard. I mean, I remember the companies like WPW and then, like EWF. Little indie companies. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I knew. I heard of Slammers and all that, but that was like a little bit after. You know what I mean? I was
Right.
always I watched watched of course WWF. And then WCW, and then that's when I started running into ECW, and then that's when like, oh, I wish there was a company out here like that. You know what I mean? And that's when XPW came around.
Right, right. Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, there's the address right there for the old office in North Hollywood.
Oh, there it
Um,
is. Linkership, brother.
oh, that was Van Owen and Tahunga.
Oh no, you mean the original office? Yeah.
Or the original was over by the Van Nuys Airport. That was like Sherman Way and Woodley.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we're right there. Like right behind the camera is the ring. Just so you
Yeah.
guys know. Yeah, right behind the camera is the ring, and then the big doors that went out to the alleyway for the loading.
Mhm.
But and then like behind us, behind that wall was the offices and all that.
All the doors and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, we had like different variations of our set here. I thought the best one ever done was the one that Gary Key Tool built in the early days when Larry Rivera and I had the TV monitor in between us, all that. It felt like primetime wrestling.
Oh, Lizzie Borden, buddy.
Yeah, the lovely Lizzie Borden here,
Old school.
the first lady of XPW.
Mm-hmm. She's getting a kid.
He's still the movement hasn't come back yet, I guess.
This is so wrong in many ways, Kloss.
Huh?
This is so wrong in many ways what he's doing. It's freaking funny.
It's so wrong and it's so Rob in many ways,
Remember when he did the Asian and the African American Santa Claus?
Yeah, NC and Sulu. Again, man. There were no limits, dude. There were no limits, and he didn't care either. Like, we did all this controversial stuff with no safety net underneath us, man. We kind of were playing with fire a lot of the times, dude. And then on a recent episode with Gary Key Tool that you guys can archive here, even stuff like when the dumpster blew up, it almost killed Webb and Jessica. Like, just not only controversial stuff, but stuff like that was just like it was danger, man. And you never knew what we were gonna do like the following week. Like we didn't even know. We were kind of intrigued with, oh man, how far are we gonna push the envelope now?
Right.
I wasn't there when they filmed all these. I don't know where they were here, but
You think it was at the XPW offices somewhere
I
in
don't.
the back?
It doesn't look like it.
Well, you got away.
Oh, he escaped.
GQ money, buddy.
Stupid kidnappers blew it.
They messed up. Back to Robert Black, buddy.
Rob Black and Lizzie Borden. Yeah.
Old school.
I think she's trying her best to help him get feeling back in his body here.
Hey, why did he get a stroke anyways? What happened to him? They got mad at him?
I don't know. I can't remember. Was it like he got injured in a match or he got knocked out or something? Like, I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, that's the left side of his body. So
Hey, Kloss, in your opinion, if there's to do this right now, somewhere, what do you think will happen? Like, people will take it down, people will talk shit.
Completely done. Yeah, completely taken down, dude.
The flag.
Yeah, like especially like you're never gonna see an already established company like WWE or AEW even attempt anything like this, especially now more so. I mean, even when Vince was in power, but now with TKO, like they're not
Too
gonna,
corporate.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything like foreign villains, nothing. It's going to be completely clean of any of this stuff, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Even with WWE's like controversial, I remember like even into the early 2000s, like gimmicks like they did Kerwin White, remember?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then they did like gimmicks like Eugene. That was still being done, but they were kind of like at that time they were like kind of pushing the envelope a little bit because that was stuff that you would see maybe in the 80s or 90s, you know, before like there was any cancel culture. Um, but yeah, dude, no, man. Even I don't even think well, maybe WWE would do stuff like this at this time. I don't know. I doubt it though. I don't think like, well, then again, WCW did it with Ed Ferreira.
Yeah.
Yeah, they not to this level that Rob's
No.
doing, like with the chair and drooling and pissing on himself. Like they didn't do it to that level, but they did. So it's just to show you fans, like this was a different time, not just for XPW. This was a different time in the world.
Yeah. They lived up to the name Extreme, right?
Exactly, man. Yeah, no, it really did. No,
Controversy. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, no one could take that away from us. Let's say back in the day, that you can have we can have detractors for many reasons, right? But
Right.
no one could knock us for not living up to our name.
Yeah. I mean, you even got an episode on Dark Side of the Ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, dude. And thank you for reminding, because for all you fans out there, if you want to archive on Xtreme Memories, Dark Side of the Ring episode, joint promotional in a way, like so it was we went live the night that aired. We went live with 10 guests, 10 or so guests that were somewhat featured in the Dark Side episode that I had on. So go ahead and archive that episode. There were 10 of us total on that episode, so I definitely had my hands full that night to make sure everybody got in, nobody talked over each other and all that stuff. But that was a lot of fun seeing all those guys. And yeah, right after Dark Side of the Ring went off the air on Vice TV, Xtreme Memories on the Wrestling Chatter, boom, went up right away live. So that episode was taped live, aired live, and it's archived here on the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. So want to remind everybody also, like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to do that. You know what to do, and you know how to do that, fans. Hit the bell, the notification, and we'll see you on the 15th and 30th of every month. All right, so look at this. He escaped. See, this is again the cinematic talents of GQ Money. Oh, wait, audio here. They left this in. Watch.
Oh my! I can't believe it! SummerSlam! We have a match made in heaven and a match made in hell!
Well. Critics doubt.
Dude.
What are you doing, Vince McMahon? You're doing the Vince McMahon or what?
Yeah, dude. So we were just fooling around between takes. And we were just doing like, and dude, when Webb put this on, I was like, what the hell? Like, we never put stuff like that on. And I, by the way, see how that glass broke? Like that's the breakaway glass. Whereas the ones at the Hollywood Palace, it was just shards of glass. Like that could have gone and killed somebody. But yeah, dude, when he put that on there, I was kind of upset. And I was like surprised. Like, we don't do that. We don't drop kayfabe, but they just thought it was funny. We were having such a good time, dude, between takes, that nowadays this would be no problem. But that was like, at the time, I'm like, what the hell was that, dude? Like, we're just, they never showed any of that. That was the only time that ever happened, by the way, that they showed us. Yeah, that they showed us goofing around between between takes, dude.
You remember that like it was yesterday, huh?
Yeah. I do have. I will say, like, there's a group of us from high school, from basketball team, and we all still talk to this day. There's 6 of us. and we called ourselves a six pack. And yeah, dude. And two of us, my buddy Craig and I, like, we tend to have like the best memories, dude. We remember everything. Where our other four buddies in the six pack, they don't remember like we do. So shout out to the six pack, to Andy Codis, Justin Lally, Craig Cadden, Mike Sherry, Guy Levy, and myself. So that's the six pack. But yeah, Craig and I, we have great memories, and we talk to these guys and like, oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. So yeah, I guess I have a good memory. So yeah, a lot of the stuff comes back like it was yesterday, especially when I see it. When I see it, it'll come back to me. But some of the stuff I have to see to remember, you know.
Yeah.
All right, let's
But
get some audio, George. I think someone's trying to break in or something's coming up.
All right, if you're gonna do it, then just stop. All right, never mind.
King! He's back.
Yeah, why don't you just get the hell away from him? Just go there.
King!
Colonel Black, how you doing? You look good in your chair on wheels. I have a house on wheels. So how you feeling?
All right. I'm gonna be ready for that genocide match. Next week I'm gonna be ready. You're not ready, Trent.
No. You want to be in a match?
Yeah, I want to be in the match.
No.
We're trying to talk about it.
Yeah, because, it's got steps that go into it. I don't think it has, like, a ramp, so, maybe you just ought to, just sit this one out anyway.
No, listen.
Because the little man, he's not even in it anymore. He's, like, selling, like, flowers or something like that. So, 4 and 4, it's, even Steven, You just, take care, Because, I mean, you jumped out of the hospital too soon and everything like that. I mean, you just need to slow down.
Listen, I'm going to be there.
They don't got no ramps.
Well, I'm going to be there, okay? I'm going to be there. And you know what I was thinking? That what thing, I get it. I understand it. I know what.
What?
And we're going to, what? It'll be a big match. It'll be huge. So we're going to do that after we win. To you and what?
Excuse me?
Before I went in, had the triple gold, and I'd say triple gold. Triple gold. Triple gold.
Oh, okay, that what thing? No. Don't worry about that anymore. I don't even care about that. I want to get Chaos now. He's been taking a few liberties in your absence and stuff like that.
I know. I heard he
sneaking up behind me and stuff like that.
I heard he messed up like
Yeah, he messed up your Candlelight Virgil and everything like that. I had the thing in my hand. The Eki Homo, and it's like he just hit me from behind and dropped it and everything like that. It was just like, it was horrible. And then I'm doing this interview, with Studio B, whatever the hell that is, with the Spaniard, what's his name?
Rivera.
Yeah, exactly, Rivera. I'm trying to do the interview with the Spaniard, and then he like wanders on in there and he's nailing me again. Always from behind. Always from behind.
Angel.
Angel. What kind of man is this? You know what I mean? Don't answer that.
No,
don't do it. It's that Giuseppe guy. He just keeps calling me. You need to. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, no more what. I just want this Chaos guy. I don't want to get even and stuff like that. But you should sit this one out. Because you don't look at it.
No.
This guy. All right, leave it out really quick, George. Leave it on.
Help me! I'm gonna die!
Reservoir Dogs. Wow, little glitch right there. Yeah, not only Clockwork Orange, but he was doing the whole Stanley Quentin Tarantino Reservoir Dogs, and they.
But that's funny. They caught him again. You know what I mean? He ran into the kidnappers again.
I love. Again, dude. I liked when they threw stuff like that in, dude, to the TV show, because Oh yeah,
Kind of made like a movie. You know what I mean?
yeah, dude, burning him with cigarettes. All right, yeah. So they were setting up for Chaos Web here, and
Was that one Tastico took a shot too?
yeah. There's. Is this like a little music video? Let's see. Can I see George? Okay. Yeah, you might want to mute it just for music stuff. But once again, dude, these music videos, these little montages, it was a
This is my
TV
brother.
product. It was a TV product, and we did those. Remember those music videos we would do that they would make after every live show and show the highlights of every live show?
Right.
Yeah, and they would play all this music. Dude, they would play all this like not copyrighted music, man.
Yeah, they did. It wasn't that bad at that time, you know what I mean? But now it's like everybody like copyrights, you know, they try to sue you for
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, it wasn't as bad, but yeah, definitely it was not something that was allowed. I don't know how he got away with it. I think what happened was once you do it, you get a cease and desist. And then if you
Mhm.
do it again after that cease and desist, then there are legal problems. So that was definitely something that was done that once it was done, and I don't think they continued doing it after a cease and desist, like the original intro with Danzig. We had to stop using that, and then he went to Metallica, and I guess they never caught wind to cease and desist, or else they had to have, because Metallica, if this was nationwide TV, if they had to have. But also too, what I remember what would happen was if they got a cease and desist, they would stretch it out, prolong it,
Right.
with lawyers or whatever. I don't know how that works for you fans that do. If there are any lawyers out there that know any of this, drop a comment. But yeah, man, I guess I'm just noticing now, Marvin, that this episode didn't have any matches.
No, it didn't.
So I'm wondering now, because I know we had that lull with no matches after we lost the sports arena, that long lull. I'm not recalling at a
That's
time
all.
like this when there were no matches. But if you fans remember, and I'm sure I'll remember like after we're done here, but if we did have a lull, it wasn't that long at all. It maybe was like an episode or two where we didn't have any matches, not like it was in 2000. All right, man, that was XPW TV episode number 91 from all the way back in, I want to say, what was it, April of
Yeah,
2002?
April
Okay,
27th. It's a,
is it 27? Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, April 27th, man, 2022. Again, man, different time in wrestling. We were not shy about pushing the envelope. And but again, a reminder, like, the world was different. Again,
Yeah.
remembering now that WCW did something similar with Ed Ferreira and the Oklahoma
Mhm.
JR gimmick with the stroke, or with Bell's palsy due to his stroke. So yeah, I mean, we weren't the only ones pushing the envelope at this time, but I believe that we probably pushed it farther than all companies. Definitely at this
Well,
time.
well, in California, period. The XPW was out there. Was, I think, to me, was the top company out here in Southern California. In California, period. And they were like the ECW of California. You know what I mean? Everybody had a respect for it.
Yeah, if anybody knows who was the most extreme in California, then it would
Oh,
be Mr. California, right? So yeah.
thanks, brother, for that plug.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we were like a year in now as being for better or for worse, like us or not, but we were like a year into pretty much being the number 2 in America, and being the only other product that was nationwide with the star power that we had, right? Because all those guys from both WCW and ECW, ECW especially, were coming in to
Right.
XPW. So, and we were getting bigger crowds at the Olympic Auditorium. A lot of that, again, because of the exposure of television. And then shortly thereafter, in a few more months, we were heading to Philadelphia. You know, we were going to the old ECW arena. And Rob even bought the arena, legit bought the arena. Talking to Ryan Katz, GQ Money, he was more in the loop as far as, you know, stuff like that in the office with finances. And he remembers saying that that was a big downfall and a big mistake financially, I guess, when Rob purchased that arena. Like that hurt us pretty bad. And that was one of the reasons why, you know, we shut down, along with the federal government being poked by Rob and then raiding the place, and then Rob eventually going to prison.
He bought the ECW arena?
Yes, he legitimately bought it. And so that's why like all that stuff got taken down. It was called the XPW Arena. No other shows were doing anything at that time because it was exclusively our place. Yeah. But Ryan Katz, and if you guys want to archive his interview too, GQ Money, he goes into great detail as to why that was like a really financially bad move on our XPW's part, because again, we weren't able to do certain things money wise after that. Very expensive, but again, that's nor here nor there, because the league shut down really due to the government coming in to Extreme Associates, not XPW, but Extreme Associates. But man, going back in time, watching all this stuff, Marvin, we didn't see any wrestling, but we saw the crazy, weird, wacky world that was XPW TV, and all, you know, all the vignettes. And it was cool for me to see Joey Styles on there. And again, just kind of letting the fans know that never knew, and there was no way to know because it never happened, that he and I were going to start teaming up on the pay-per-views. And we actually had a pay-per-view set up on the pay-per-view networks, but by the time it aired, that's when all the shit hit the fan with the federal government. So we just ended up putting a best of episode, which was the only XPW pay-per-view that ever aired. It was like in a way it was an introduction to the pay-per-view audience to XPW. But man, yeah, he was going to be doing, when he came in and Exit Sandman, he did that show, and then I was going to do the West Coast shows. But then he left before we went back to the West Coast, so then I just continued to do the East Coast, all the shows at that time. But man, I really wish that would have happened. Not only did Joey Styles leave, but you know, the league didn't last long enough for us to do those live pay-per-views together. And he and I became friends. He got me my tryout at WWE. And yeah, and it became down to myself and one other guy out of 11 people that tried out. But then they just went with status quo. They kept the guys they had, which I guess is what they do from time to time. But Marvin, talk a little bit about that. How was it for you going down memory lane? You were there for all that stuff, but again, you were behind the scenes. You were training. You were, and I think too, also, if the league had continued, I think it would have been inevitable for guys like you to be involved one way or the other with XPW had it kept going.
You know what's funny that I remember when all the students left. I mean, I don't know if you recall that. All the students left, and remember the paintball arena shows that Rob Black did? Remember those?
At where?
Remember he rented like a paintball arena. It was like a paintball arena. Yeah, I think it was in Van Nuys. I don't remember, or Reseda. I don't remember.
Yeah,
But
it was a paintball place called X Park.
there you
It
go.
was
Yeah,
yeah, and go figure. It was X Park for XPW, and that's when X Pac came in there.
yeah, and he wrestled Chaos for the XPW
Mhm.
television title. But I remember me being one of the students that showed up. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of the last ones there. And I
Yeah,
remember someone telling me that that he was going to offer me a contract, Rob Black. You know what I mean? But then that's when the federal thing happened and went out of business. You know what I mean? So I don't know what would have been my my chances if that would have happened, if he never would have went to jail and I would have got that contract, I would have kept going with that. I probably would have been something in XPW. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, you definitely paid your dues and you earned your spot
Yeah.
because you were working hard, and we all when we first got into business, and also even in the early days of XPW, I had to do ring crew myself. I had to go flyer. I had to do all that, and
Right.
that was just the name of the game. We were used to doing that because that's how it was for all of us. We had to pay our dues, and that was normal in wrestling. You didn't even ask, dude. If someone asked you to do something, you just
Right.
did it, man. And you better do it, otherwise you're gone, dude.
Right. And you know what's funny? That's cool. That's funny that you bring that subject. Now these days, these students and these up and coming wrestlers don't want to do that no more. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah,
it's funny 'cause, you know what I mean? It's like when I promote shows, I know I tell like the newbies that I bring in, like, hey, you help, pass out flyers. You know what I mean? The place where I rent the show, the venue is like the ring's already there, everything's already there. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to put up a ring or break down a ring, but help me pass out flyers, promote the show. And half of these guys, I got to do this or I got to do that. They don't, they just want to show up, they want to wrestle, get paid, and leave. And
I know.
it's not like that no more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like back in the days, it wasn't like that. You had to pay your dues from the bottom, from a student up, put up rings, break down rings at 1, 2, 3 in the morning at the Olympic
Mhm.
term days, remember? And then you had to come back and train and you got to set up the ring. And then I remember, Climber will look for you, write down your name that you were there and everything. And whoever took off behind their back, you know what I mean? Will get punished, you know what I mean? The
Right.
next day at school, at the asylum. And people, criticize the XPW asylum, it was violent, it was brutal, but it made a lot of people like myself and other wrestlers that we are today, the people that still active, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree with you more, man. It's changed, man, and I think that's kind of like it's a different thing, but it's related to. I think the business in itself has changed. Nobody, because of stuff like we're doing right here, um, the kayfabe being gone. I really believe that relates to what you're talking
No,
about, because when kayfabe was kept, everybody protected the business. So
yeah,
we protected it, and that went along with making sure everything worked, keeping your distance from the public, and I think that coincided with paying your dues and making sure everything worked right, doing what you were told. So I think when all this stuff went away, it all went away together in a way. And yeah, you're right, man. It's not like that. There's a rumor out there, Mr. California, that you talked about the kids getting punished.
hmm
Do you have a story about like when you were learning and you did something that you didn't know you weren't supposed to do, and then they took it upon themselves to punish you? Do you want to share that?
Here we go again. We're going back again, brother. Yeah, yeah. It was like I remember it was like when I was training. I was anxious to start wrestling. You know what I mean? And I couldn't wait, so I got an offer from a company. You know what I mean? Like an independent company to wrestle, and I took it. You know what I mean? But
And,
at
th-
the
and this was
time,
and this was and this was during the time you were at the asylum in XPW,
yeah, well, I was
right?
still training. Under the banner of XPW. You know what I mean? And then I think I was maybe like I think like maybe 8, 9, 9 months, almost a year. I was getting close to it. You know what I mean? Of training, but then I got an offer, to wrestle. You know what I mean, for a company out here, a little independent company. You know what I mean? But back in those days, the infamous website SoCal Censor will put the results. People will put the results of the matches. Like, like it's Mr. California versus this guy, Funky Billy Kim, whatever. And then he went over, you know what I mean? And they'll put who went over and, the attendance and the day of the show and everything, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I remember, I didn't think nothing of it, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't know about that website, you know what I mean? So I didn't know they put the results up, So then I remember showing up to training one day, and then we did the training and everything, and then D told me like, hey, you way back, they want to talk to you, so someone wants to talk to you. I'm like, who? Oh, Rob and Kevin, they want to talk to you. And I remember them coming, and Kevin had a piece of paper in his hand, you know what I mean? He printed out the show, you know what I mean, with my name on it. And I guess you remember my gimmick name. D told me I had to pick a name, and I told Mr. California that was going to be my gimmick. And then I remember him coming out, and then Kevin and Rob got on top of the ring, you know what I mean? And it was just me, you know what I mean? And everybody left. It was just me, D, I think Cass was there, you know what I mean? And Rob and Kevin. And I remember him saying, like, reading down the thing, he's like, hey, this show, hey, aren't you Mr. California? Isn't that your gimmick name? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, well, you participated at a show. And I think I went over that day. And then he's like, and then I remember Rob Black got the paper and he looked at it, he got mad. He's like, did I belong to him? You know what I mean? You belong to us, you know what I mean? You're a student to us and you can't go nowhere else, you know what I mean? And I said, well, I want to wrestle, you know what I mean? And you guys didn't give me the opportunity yet, you know what I mean? And I just remember, I think it was Chaos, when he, boom, he hit me, you know what I mean? It was like Mafia style, brother. Like Rob released the hounds on me. He hit me, and D didn't want to hit me, you know what I mean? He lost my student, you know what I mean? He was like on the side, you know what I mean? And after that, Supreme came out, the Messiah came out, they beat the crap out of me. They took me to the alley right there, and what's it? There was a bunch of pallets, and they power bombed me, man, on the pallet. And they taught me a lesson, you know what I mean?
Right.
They told me never to do it again. They're like, and then I was like, I don't belong to you, you know what I mean? I'm paying you a fee. I was paying Rob Black a fee, monthly. The course was $3,000. The course was $3,000. You know what I mean? Right. And I was paying him, I think, like $250. I will give it to D. I think it was like once a month. I give it to him. You know what I mean? Till it was paid. I remember paying the whole thing. You know what I mean? The whole course.
Wow.
I was one of the few ones to graduate from the asylum. I stayed to the end. You know what I mean? Right. But that story is infamous. You know what I mean? When they jumped me and they beat the crap out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was like the old days of wrestling was still going, especially in XPW. And yeah, that stuff happened, dude. That stuff happened, like you said, Mafia style. And
that's how Rob was, because he was Italian, buddy. He was Italian, so he had that Mafia style.
Yeah, it was linked to the mob, Uncle Paulie, whatever. But
Scarface,
yeah. But yeah, dude, that was. Look, man, this was during the time when that stuff was still going on in wrestling, definitely in XPW. And it was shortly after that, a few years after that, where this stuff kind of started going away. So we were at the end of that wave with all that, the kayfabe, the paying your dues, the stuff like this. So when you watch this product, fans, this is during that era of all-time wrestling, before it really kind of shifted into what it is today. But man, yeah, that's the infamous story. That's the way those guys got broke in. So that's where they were breaking you in.
But if you remember, Kloss, Rob Black was he wanted all the wrestlers, all the students, all his team, like yourself too. You know what I mean? Commentators, referees, and all that. He wanted everybody exclusive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Belong to him, and you can recall, that, and because he didn't want the other people to be seeing in other shows. He just wanted everybody to see the XPW, and he was really overprotective. That's how he was. You know what I mean? And I guess that's why I got that beat down. You know what I mean? He didn't want me to like punishment. You know what I mean? In other words,
and it also made us appear like if you're in XPW, you're a bigger star. Because you can only see these guys in XPW. Same with all the other wrestling promotions. But man, that's cool, man. I in some ways I missed those days. But yeah, man. Hey, brother, it was good having you, and you got it, Wrestling Chatter. We're just doing that. We good having you, buddy. And then Any plugs, any last minute plugs here or shout outs to anybody?
I mean, just, November 22nd, brother, big show. You know what I mean? XWW Pro presents Thanksgiving Violence. Follow me too on Mr. California UV Instagram, Mr. California XWW on Facebook. You know what I mean? Up and coming matches. You know what I mean? Pretty much.
Yeah, and follow me, fans. I'm not too big on Instagram yet. I got to get my bearings, but
Come on, buddy. Come on.
I know, man. I gotta get that going. I just get so confused with it. But if you guys are trying to get a hold of me on Instagram, go to Facebook. I'll get back to you on Facebook. And thank you, by the way, for all the fans that are asking questions. It's really cool to see all this interest all these years later. But yeah, man. Mr. California, thank you for joining us. Xtreme Memories on the 15th and 30th of every single month. The Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And we will see you for another episode of Xtreme Memories. Mr. California, Kris Kloss signing off. Thank you, folks.